Yeah. What's up?
Nice shirt.
Oh, thank you. I just bought it. I bought it from Winners.
There you go.
It's my favorite store.
Now, when you buy something like that's just a t-shirt, you wash before you wear it?
No. You?
You pig. You swine.
You?
Yeah, because
Oh, people try it on.
yeah.
I know,
Even before
but
COVID.
no, I never did, even after COVID. Because it shrinks and stuff. So you lose the authenticity.
I hear you. I see what you're saying, but yeah, I definitely have to wash it first. It has it's like a weird different feel after the first wash, eh? Like it's
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, look, it
gone.
feels used.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Like,
I mean, like you're never gonna like you wear it once, you're probably gonna wash it within a week anyway. So
yeah, I'm gonna wash it tonight. I just wanted to see if it fit, because I don't. Do you use the change rooms? I never use the change rooms.
No. I see it. I think it fits. I'll worry about returning it later.
Yeah, because different shirts fit differently. Because I'm like a large t-shirt, but like in H&M, sometimes large is small. You know?
Yeah. European cut.
Yeah, so I'm like, forget it. So I'll just buy it, and then I'll go back. I'll have another excuse to go back to the mall
and buy something else.
That's how they get you. That's how I set myself up to buying more.
Hey, before I forget this, I was at Tim Hortons, and beside it there's what looks like a museum, but it's a Bell payphone.
Okay.
And somebody was using it today, and it was like a flashback to like the year 1995.
No way.
Somebody was using the payphone.
Where was this? Hamilton?
No, Mississauga.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I see payphones still, but when I walk by them, they're like all mangled up, and like sometimes the receiver's gone. And then like these are just like decoration now. But this guy was actually using it.
He was having a conversation. I don't know. I mean, he didn't look like he was a little dressed down, so maybe he wasn't talking to anybody on the other end, but
oh, you think he was just
either way,
pretending.
somebody was using it the way it was intended. Not just, looking for the quarters inside
That's very interesting. I wonder who they're talking to.
The operator.
That's because, like, here's the thing. I don't remember anyone's phone number.
Very true.
Right?
Yeah.
If you go there, meaning you don't have a cell phone, meaning you don't have battery, meaning you can't access your phone book. So I'm like, who are you calling?
Maybe he wasn't talking to anybody at all. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Maybe, yeah, he's just holding it. It's like, you are number one. You are very handsome.
Or maybe he was calling Mississauga bus. I remember that number like it was like the back of my hand. 905-615.
4 bus.
4287. 4287, baby.
4 bus.
Yeah, I would call that when I lived on Rathburn Road in Mississauga. The number 20 bus going to Square One. It's the only one I needed.
Yes, I would take the same one at Rathburn and Willowbank.
Right. Yeah.
And then because like mine, I remember I timed it. It's like a 5-minute walk from my house. So if they're like in 6 minutes, I'm like, oh
shit!
Gotta
run.
I have enough time.
Speaking of flashback, actually, some pretty big news happened this week.
Oh yeah. Before we get into that, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was full of doing nothing really. Doing light stuff around the house.
Oh yeah, just doing family stuff.
Hanging out with the kids.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's nice.
It is.
Anyways, Kevin, I put a post on Facebook and Instagram, and I tagged you.
Hey, I know. I still have to. I will. If you can just resend it to me today somehow, I will.
Because in the last episode, you said yes.
Yes.
You said it like that, very sarcastically.
I know. A lot of things happened this week. There's a lot of things
really?
going on.
You said nothing. You said,
"Oh, nothing happened." I was just
busy
facetious.
with my kids. I knew you're being facetious. I waited. I couldn't sleep last night. I was like, come on. Give me the notification.
I will say though, because I did see I clicked on the YouTube on the link. At the time we talked about it, it was like 110 views. Now it's at like, there's 2 videos that we've done week after week, and they're like at 160, I think now, views.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I'm used to like 20 views.
Yeah, I look at the other ones, I'm like 5 views, 20, 15. Just like, I don't know, there's something there. Maybe there's just the headlines you're using. I'm not sure.
Nothing's different. The only difference is the length of the show. So I'm telling you, I think we talked about last time how the algorithm of YouTube, they push certain videos to the top of the homepage,
right?
Based on like interactivity and the length. I think the length helped.
Cool. I saw it. I was like, you messaged me and you're like, who the hell's watching this? And I was like, I watched it 108 times.
Does that work?
Just for us. I watched it from 108 different computers.
So that's easier than just sharing it on Instagram. There's a button. It says share. You say okay. That's it. But no.
I'm putting the legwork in. Okay. From the ground up.
But instead of that, Kevin's like, F this. I'm going to rent out a whole condo, 8 floors, and set up internet in all the
since nobody's at the office, I use everyone's computer and I just
watch the video.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways,
but it's good though. I like it. It looks 100 for some people might not be a lot, but for us, 160 is like, whoa, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, my dad would make fun of me. He'd see the videos on YouTube, like only 11 views, because they think. I told my parents that I make money doing this podcast.
Oh yeah, they're probably like, "How?"
I'm like, "There's money in podcasting, Joe Rogan."
1 cent per click.
Yeah, so we made 100 cents.
That's it.
200 cents in 2 weeks. Nice.
Not bad.
But then we have to pay,
Yes.
We have to split.
Pay for internet.
Yeah. So we're in the red.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is episode number 35. This is BFF episode number 35. I'm Ernie Vicente with Kevin Various. We are the BFFs.
That we are.
So I'm trying to treat this like we have new viewers. We have 100 new viewers.
Okay, why don't we do that then? Yes,
we'll treat restart.
We have.
Let's tell them how we met in high school.
Oh, geez, you guys are gonna have to go back to.
Yeah, just watch. Yeah, the first episode. It's like.
Yeah.
I think the first episode is like 15 minutes.
Could possibly be.
Yeah, it gradually grew 15, 20. Now it's like an hour.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Kev, yeah, big weekend. Actually, you know what? It was kind of slow for me. Like I had a show on Friday in Toronto, and then a very slow weekend after that. Just hanging out with the family. It was my nephew's birthday. But then Sunday came.
Well, before we hit Sunday.
Okay.
Before we hit Sunday, because that's really big. But this other semi-big news that I wanted to get into was one of our faithful, loyal ride or dies tried to get us into investing in Bitcoin.
Oh, yes.
Our friend Marites, or we would be getting, I would be getting messages, and Caitlin would be getting messages saying like, hey, how are you? And then all of a sudden this thing would pop up like, hey, I invested $3,000 in Bitcoin and now I have blah, 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 blah. Click on this link and whatever it is.
Yes.
And so
you clicked on it?
No. But I guess my question is, when they found out that it was hacked, which they did, obviously, what's the process there? Like, how do you get that back?
Yeah, like, I have no idea. We have to like contact her somehow, maybe through Facebook.
I thought it was like it's done. You got to create a whole new one.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I don't know if you can access like everything, like all your pictures and videos.
Yeah.
Not too sure.
I'm just asking because, fame is clearly getting closer and closer. So the possibility of our Instagrams getting hacked because of our level of fame.
Oh yes, it's
what I mean?
It's grown.
I'm trying to get proactive
exponentially.
About this.
Yes.
How does this work? Is it an easy process, or do I need to create another one? Kevin Various. These are all things I need to plan out now for the things, new Instagram accounts that I probably won't share our podcast on.
Yeah, if I wake up tomorrow morning and it says, "Oh, Kevin Various has shared the BFF episode number 35," I'll be like, "Oh my God, he's been hacked. Something is wrong with Kevin's Instagram. He doesn't even want to help me invest in Bitcoin. He just wants to share this stupid podcast.
Stupid podcast. Oh man, that we make tons of money on, by the way.
Forget it.
Okay, jumping into the big topic that everyone's talking about, the entire world. Big news. Big Willie.
Yeah, this weekend I was like, I wonder what to talk about. I was like, what am I going to talk about the show on Friday, which was amazing, But then this thing happened on Sunday night. It was quiet. What were you doing Sunday night?
It was all family stuff, just dinners and just hanging out. I didn't find out about it till I just found out through as I checked Instagram towards the end of the night.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't watching it or anything like that.
Yeah, me too. I had no idea it was on.
Yeah.
So Sunday night, I'm at my parents' house. They're all sleeping over there, and I'm playing WWE 2K22. Great game.
Yep.
And then in between loading times, you go on your phone, and you go on Twitter, and then there's this clip. I was like, what the heck? It says Will Smith smacks Chris Rock at Oscars. I was like, no way. I was like, maybe it's like a skit. Maybe it's one of those skits. But then I clicked on the video and I'm like, wait a minute. This looks pretty real, because Will was swearing and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't think it was real until he sat down and started swearing. When he did the second keep my wife's name out your effing mouth kind of thing. Because that one had, from the slap to the first keep my wife's name, it was like, okay, this could be a bit. But the second keep my wife's name, there was some visceral anger in there. You could tell his voice was getting quivery, and you could just tell it wasn't a bit.
Yeah. I'd play the clip here, but I'm assuming everyone has watched it somehow, somewhere. Even my parents have seen it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to do that on Zoom yet. But after seeing that clip, I was like, yo, I gotta check this out. So I put down the game. I turned on the Oscars, and I haven't watched the Oscars. I haven't watched the Oscars in years. So, because they were saying, there's half the people saying it was fake, and half the people were saying that it was legit. So what do you think it is? Do you think
No,
it was
that was
real?
real. I think that was real. If it is fake and they were doing it for ratings, because the Oscars have been shit as like the last few years, then they did really well. But I do remember back in like 2017, Chris Rock was hosting, and that was during that whole like Oscars is all white and everything like that.
Yeah.
And he made a joke back then about Will and Jada boycotting, and they're kind of like, who's Will and Jada to be boycotting it, kind of thing.
Yeah. He said something like Jada wasn't even invited.
Right, something along those lines.
Yeah. I was on the same. I was on the same boat. I was like, yeah. They said ratings are down, so they have to put this like publicity stunt. Guys, check this out. I started watching. 10 minutes later, guess who wins Best Actor?
I know.
Will Smith. And I'm like, no way. This is like a perfect, because we're both wrestling fans.
Yeah.
So we grew up in that whole, is this fake? Is this real? Because like when wrestling is great, they make it look so real when we know that it's fake. But you're like, oh, these two really hate each other. This is not an act.
Yeah. Like there's so much to unpack with this whole, like the whole scenario. Like there's the face value stuff, and then there's the stuff that if you do some research, you can see what's behind it. But you as a comedian, what we're obviously, it's almost like you're biased, but I mean, what side of the fence you on? Or do I even need to ask?
Oh, obviously I'm on the side of the comedian.
Right. Because a lot of people are saying it was an off-color joke. It wasn't, she was suffering from alopecia. She's been on, I think she put this on YouTube or on that Red Talk table thing, how she suffers with it. And it's something that has messed with her. And, but at the same time, I think she's even mentioned something like, I want to be able to move past it and laugh about it.
Okay, there you go. See? And like Will and Jada, you know what I mean? Well, especially Will, he did the Fresh Prince. He's like a funny dude, right? Right before this whole thing happened, I was like, oh, Will's like such a cool dude. You know what I mean? His wife cheats on him. He's like,
he doesn't care.
That's all right. I'm like, good man. Look at that. He's a human being.
Yeah.
But then, so Chris Rock makes fun of Jada's alopecia, okay, and then Will's laughing, right? So I'm like, okay, if he was upset, he wouldn't have laughed, okay?
Right.
The whole keep my wife's name out of your mouth.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense because he's laughing.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden he just turns this 180 and he snaps. And then he storms the stage and he hits Chris Rock.
Yeah, and I think what you don't see on camera is clearly she was upset about it and he was laughing and maybe she gave him a look.
Yeah.
Right. And then he's like, so like face value, it's like, no, you don't do that. In any situation, if you're at work, if you're at school, if this is the NBA, most sports, any contact and you're out.
Yes.
Right. And like a social thing, there are repercussions for those things. You get suspended from school, you get suspended from work for a couple of days, whatever it is, there's always a repercussion. But like you said, they allowed him to stay, and then 10 minutes later got a standing ovation because he won Best Actor. And then he was able to do his whole speech for as long as he wanted and apologize to everyone but Chris Rock.
Yeah.
And like the whole thing after that, and I'm not sure at what point during I don't know how long the Oscars are, like 2-3 hours. Was that towards the end of the night that happened?
Yeah, well, I started watching like 11.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, probably towards the end.
But even still, from beginning to end, nobody will ever remember any of those other guys' accomplishments. I think Shaq, Steph Curry, they were executive producers on a movie or documentary, Questlove. won Best Documentary, which happened just right after.
Yeah, Chris Rock, he presented the award.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that he should have been kicked out. He should have been taken out. If he won it, then somebody should have gone up and been like, oh, we're going to accept this on behalf of Will, and then just left, kind of thing. Not that big speech. But that being said, there's so much that like from the beginning when Will was just a rapper, Will always got shit on because he didn't curse. He never swore in his raps.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you would always get, obviously he'd be like the washed version of he was never a gangster kind of sort of thing. So for the longest time, and then with all this stuff happening, with Jada Pinkett, her cheating on him and things like that, saying that she's not happy, he's been kind of made fun of for the longest time. And so I feel like that what happened there was not the joke, but the culmination of everything that he's always had to just kind of swallow because of who he was or the image that he needed to project. Because like you said, he was like a good guy. He was a funny guy, blah, blah, blah. But meanwhile, I feel like there's that joke did not tip the scales.
Okay, like I'll play devil's advocate here. If it was real, why didn't he punch him instead of slap him?
Because punching, that's slapping is almost like again, I don't know. Assault is assault, I'm sure. But I feel like you can get away with a slap. A punch, if you punched him, for sure, he'd be out.
Ooh, you think so? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't know, because everyone's calling this, like everyone there, hypocritical elites that, are so, they'll just jump on the bandwagon. People are like consoling him afterwards. And like Denzel told him that, you got to be careful because when you're at your highest, that's when the devil comes for you. Mm-hmm. Personally, I don't think he was talking about like other people. I think he was talking about Jada Pinkett.
Whoa.
Jada Pinkett being the devil. Think about this. Jada's not happy. She hasn't been happy for a long time. She's doing all these things and saying all this stuff, really open about their relationship. And then she has to go to the Oscars where her husband is nominated for Best Actor. Jada Pinkett was an actor before. She did act. She hasn't been in anything in a long time. I don't recall. But imagine maybe there's something there.
Wow, she was jealous.
And she was jealous. And then that joke was just more like, I don't even want to be here because this guy that I'm probably not even happy with, love him, but I'm probably not happy with him, is going to get this big accolade, the highest of the highest that you could possibly get as an actor, what everyone covets, in their aspirations to become an actor, is to one day have an Oscar. And now he's going to get one. And I'm not happy about it.
Oh, that's very interesting. I've never actually thought about that she was jealous.
Again, I don't know. But if we're talking actors are always, I feel like the stigma they have around them is like they need to feel appreciated. They need to feel loved. They need to be, praised and things like that. It gives them validity. It gives them, justification for what they do. I don't know, but that's just kind of what I was thinking as I was going through all of these things, just kind of preparing for today. It's just you hear different sides of things. So in the beginning, I was like fully, Will's a piece of shit. I still think that was a piece of shit move. But then you go deeper, and I think he wrote a book not too long ago. And in it, I don't know if it's the beginning or wherever it was, he talks about how his whole career is, the word that he uses is marred by the inaction that he that he took when he was a kid, and his dad used to beat his mom or was physically, emotionally, verbally abusive to his mom, and he just didn't do anything about it. So he feels like,
sorry. This was the right time. This moment.
This moment, only because, and it was just, I don't know, maybe it's, maybe that was like, it was just a straw that broke the camel's back. And it's just, he's just like, I'm just not going to take it anymore. Right.
Because
like,
yeah, because at comedy shows, you know, I've been doing this for a while. Like, I've never seen anyone attack the comedian, you know?
Right.
But like, I've seen them, like, if that happens, like, if a comic, you know, makes fun of the audience member that you don't like it, they'll either like leave.
Well, you had something like that happen to you before, where somebody got kind of aggressive with you. It was in a show that was like, I think in Kingston or something like that. I remember you telling me he was at some bar and he was really aggressive towards you.
What? I don't remember this.
You're probably drunk.
Like physically attacked me?
Well, I just like, no, like verbally aggressive. Just like, you suck, man, or, you know, it's not funny.
Oh, no, I don't remember this.
And I think you just told me that you just kind of handled it in a way where you made everybody else laugh and then ended up leaving or whatever it was.
There have been times like that, but not in Kingston. It was like in Brampton.
Oh, I don't know if it was Kingston. I just threw that name out there.
No,
but don't you think that, now this is different side of the spectrum, but like, doesn't that open things up to happen now when do you think twice about doing crowd work?
A little bit, yeah. But like the thing with me is when I do crowd work with the crowd, most of the time it's with people already laughing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I can kind of play around with them. But then again, I'm not really making fun of them to a point where like, you know, or like I'm making fun of like their bald head.
Right. Right.
You know, because like here's the thing: when Chris Rock did that joke, you know, it wasn't even like that bad. I think, you know, it was just
he actually even said it's not that bad. Like, it was a G.I. Jane joke.
It was a nice joke. Like,
yeah,
it was pretty tame. You know, it was like an award show joke, right? But like I've heard worse things. Like he could have said something like, you know, something about the entanglement and, you know, stuff like that. Then I'll be like, okay, punch him. That's fine.
If you rewatch it, there's a part, I think it's after he says, keep my wife's name out of your mouth, and he's like, I am, and then like Chris Rock is processing it, and he's like, he's like, ooh, I could never mind. And then he just moves on with the show. He could have gone in. He could have gone in, and I think he would have. That would have been an all-out brawl. He would have taken the gloves off, and it would have been everything from that August entanglement thing to Tupac's girl, to everything. Nothing would have been off the table.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like Chris Rock, I know he could have done it, but this is like the Oscars, and like, you know, he didn't really want to. He was very professional. Yeah. You know,
at the highest of highest levels of professionalism.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? He had to, you know what I mean? Because like, let's say he got kicked out and then like they had to present this award.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he was very professional at restraining himself.
For sure. Because if he would have been included in the pool of Will Smith taking away from everyone else.
Yeah. So here's another thing that I was thinking, that it was staged, like Will and Chris Rock. Because look, after the whole thing, right? So I tuned into the Oscars till the end. You know, I watched the whole thing, and so I was Googling. I was like, are these guys making a movie? You know, like we've heard of, you know, even like rappers where they'll pretend to have a feud.
Yeah.
Just to sell albums, right? Yeah. So I'm like, oh, maybe there's a movie coming out that they're like facing each other or something, right? Because they know each other. Remember in Fresh Prince?
Right.
Chris Rock played, I think himself, or like, and then he played like his sister. Anyways.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So anyways, then so yesterday I was at this comedy show, and one of the comments was like, yeah, I'm actually, I want to see Chris Rock. He's going on tour and he's coming to Toronto. And then he was like, yeah, but the tickets went up in price because of this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, interesting. Because Chris Rock hasn't said anything. So people want to know what he has to say. So guess what? If you want to know what he has to say, come to
the show.
Come to my show.
Yeah. That's the smartest way to do it. But okay, so he's got a tour, but like how does that really benefit you? It doesn't benefit Will. Okay.
So with Will, I actually want to watch that movie, King Richard. I've never heard of this movie. I didn't know.
Right.
I didn't know there was a movie about the Williams sisters.
No, so you're thinking it's one of those. There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Is that a fire alarm? Fire alarm?
I don't know. We'll see shortly.
Is anyone in the building?
I don't know. This is the remote site. So
where are you?
I'm at the other office.
Oh, the one with the WFG?
No, close to it though. Close to it.
Interesting.
That scared the shit out of me.
Yo, that happens to me in this condo. One time it was like at 2 a.m.
And the alarm was going off?
Yeah, it was like a Thursday night, 2 a.m. And I just got home from work or from shows, and then I took off my socks and I was wearing my pajamas. I was wearing my jammies on the couch, and it's like winter, right? So I'm sitting there, nice blanket. I was gonna watch some Corner Gas, my favorite, I don't know, whatever. And then the alarm goes off, and I'm like, come on. I just settled in.
I'll just stay up here and burn.
Yeah, I'm like so tired. And then it's so cold outside. It was like -10. I'm like, forget it. But then kept going. I'm like, what do I do? So I'm looking outside. I'm looking outside. People are going outside. So I'm like, so I look down the hall. I'm like, I don't see any smoke. So it should be all right. And then
famous last words.
That's what I thought. I was gonna put on Instagram, like, haha. Haha. Look at all these suckers
idiots.
Outside. Yeah.
Idiots.
But I didn't want to become like that meme where you're
yeah.
They're like
the girl throwing the chair off the balcony.
No, not even that. Like those memes where like the guys were like, oh, vaccine.
Oh yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, guys.
This just in: 1 man dead of smoke inhalation at a high rise in Etobicoke. He didn't believe, and he didn't listen to the bells. He was doing his stupid podcast.
He was wearing stupid SpongeBob jammies. I remember in high school, I used to wear like, because we didn't care. Remember your underwear? You'd wear like the old underwear that's like all ripped up, and you didn't.
Those were some of the most comfortable. That's why.
Yeah, those were like
like hanging on by a thread.
Yeah. We weren't having sex back then, right? So it's 2 years ago. So anyways, no, but like back in high school, we didn't care. We weren't making that much money, so like, we're not gonna buy underwear. But then as I grew older, I was like, you know what? I should upgrade my underwear game, because for the girls, if you get lucky, they're like, what the fuck? Yeah, so weird. No, and my other fear was like, if I died, and they I guess they strip you or something, and they're like,
it's wearing Hanes tidy whities. What a loser.
These old pair of underwear. They go, I mean, like I'm like lying there dead, and they're just like laughing at my underwear, like this guy.
Hey, this guy's wearing a jockey, guys.
A jockey.
This guy's wearing a jockey. What the hell?
He's wearing
this guy.
He's wearing a Heinz. Heinz. What is this? It's not even George. Where should we put his underwear? Just put it next to his match one jacket.
Oh man. Oh jeez. Oh, you didn't finish your thought. You got cut off there. You got cut off by the bell.
No, so I'm saying, I forgot what else I was saying, but I'm saying that, yeah, now I want to watch the movie. Was that the point I was
right? Yes. Yeah. So yeah, again, the whole of no, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yes. Oh yeah, and then check this out. So after Will slaps him, he goes back to his chair, and very conveniently, the camera's on him, but they're bleeping. Like they're muting the audio.
So well, there's a delay. They film in a delay.
Yeah. So even if there's a delay, why are they putting the camera on Will? He's like screaming.
I think from what I understood was like there was just chaos in the back when it all went down. And then the decision was to be like, let's just let it play out.
I'm actually, I was trying today to watch, I was trying to find the whole show. Because I want to see the whole show because I didn't watch the beginning. So apparently they made fun of Will before. So I don't know what they said. So I don't know if that was worse than making fun of Jada. And then I was like, wait a minute. Chris Rock, he's not even the host. It was like Wanda Sykes, Amy Schumer.
He was the presenter.
He was a presenter. That's why I'm like, maybe that's why. So I'm like, is Chris Rock in the wrong? Because he's just coming to present, and then all of a sudden he's making fun of Jada. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he was making fun of a couple of people. There was a couple of things that he said leading up to Jada and Will.
Yeah, I only saw the one joke with Javier.
Yeah, Bardem
and Penelope Cruz. Is that her name?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. He wasn't even hosting? Because usually that's like, Ricky Gervais. He'll make fun of everyone. But right. what Ricky's been saying, I mean, that's like, it's like 10 times worse than what Chris Rock said.
Yeah. But everything he's been saying is like, it's true. They're just overly sensitive people. Again, you have to understand too that when you're at the level of Will and I guess Will and Jada, you have a new movie coming out. So I mean, maybe Chris Rock was not so much. I don't know. I don't know what the intent was, and I don't know if it was real, if it was fake. If it was fake, bravo, because you got us all.
They worked us all.
That's the ultimate. What's the shoot? Work? What do they call that?
They worked. They worked.
Work.
Yeah. If it was shoot, the shoot means like real.
Yeah.
It was a shoot.
That's the ultimate work right there. Because to me, it doesn't seem like anybody except for, I mean, the way Chris handled himself, professional. He comes out on top. But there are people who are coming to Will's defense saying that, like, it's about time that, people speak up for their wives or, people with suffering from an illness.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, I get it. There are probably a lot of feelings that come along with the hair loss part of that, especially for women in Hollywood. Everything is image driven. And when you lose something that, is a big part of it, I can definitely see why you would be upset about that for sure. But it still doesn't excuse.
If this was real, happened. Will should have just been like, haha. And he sees his wife's face and he's like, and then like give him the finger or something.
No, I mean, that the middle finger would have been perfect. Or if he had just waited 10, 15, whatever more minutes that it took for him to get the best actor and he did his speech, he could have been like, hey, Chris, just, I don't know if you know this, Jada's been suffering from alopecia and she's been open and honest about it. And she's been struggling with it. And, this day and age where everything is about image and looks, I can understand why my wife didn't like that joke. And I didn't like that joke either. So you go something like that. and now you are now elevated. There's no comeback that Chris could ever do in any of his stand-up, and there's nothing. You've just killed it. The joke is done. But now this lives on forever.
Yeah, and if this didn't happen, we would have nothing to talk about today.
Exactly. We would be talking about getting hacked by our friend Mary Tess and Jackie
Munchkin. Do not open her messages.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if that whole thing happened, guess what? I'm not watching the Oscars.
Right.
I would not be hooked in.
Right.
You know, my friend wouldn't want to go see Chris Rock now.
Right.
Probably. Well, he probably would want to see him because he's a fan. But
I don't know. I don't know. And maybe this was one of those things that in the war room behind the scenes, they're just like, they're thinking like this is bad, but at the same time they're like, no, this is actually pretty good. Like, let's play into this. Let's real world this. MTV, you know, this is kind of what this is what everyone wants to see. They want to see conflict. They want to see some sort of stuff. And like I said, with everything being like the ratings being kind of shitty lately, I'm sure that clip has been watched 1 million more times than our last video.
Yes, I believe that.
Yeah.
Way more.
Yeah, probably.
We should stage a fight.
We should.
We should fight each other, and then people will be like, "Oh my god, did you see Kevin?"
That being said,
Kevin slapped Ernie, and then they're like, "Who's Kevin and Ernie?"
That being said, and I'm sure some comic is going to take this idea. What you should do is at your next show or one of your next few shows, get somebody to come into the audience that you know and be like, "I'm going to do crowd work. I'm going to talk to you. I want you to come up to me and then slap me in the face and say," do you know what I mean?
So yeah, for sure, someone's gonna do that.
Someone's gonna do that for sure. So this thing is like a monster that grows like a million legs. This is material for the news outlets who apparently have forgotten about the war in Ukraine and everything else important.
Oh yeah, gas prices. Oh.
Gas prices. This has become like, this is YouTube gold, TikTok gold, Instagram gold for anybody who has a podcast. It serves so many people.
Yes, that's how I am thinking. It was fake. And we're at the show last night, and some guy we're outside, and some guy came out. He went on for a cigarette, and then he was like, we're talking about the whole Will Smith thing, and he's like, yeah, it's fake. How could Will get up on stage without security? And I'm like, this is the Oscars. Like, they're all celebrities. There's no like, there's no like, you know what I mean? Me and you can't get in there.
Yeah,
there's no civilians. You know, so like there's no security by the stage.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, how did Kanye do it with Taylor Swift at the Grammys a long time ago, right? He was front row. If there's any security, unless they were at the front row, which they probably won't put security at the front row because it's a bad shot. It just doesn't look good. Yeah. He was in the front row, so there's no stopping him, and nobody did stop him either, because everyone was just shocked.
Yeah. I remember.
But a lot of people, like Wanda Sykes, was really upset about it. She thought that Will Smith should have been thrown out, and
obviously, because she's a comedian also. Yeah,
and she said that Chris, at the end of the night, or at some point at another after party, apologized to her, and then she's like, "Why are you apologizing to me?" She's like, "Well, it was supposed to be yours, Regina's, and Amy Schumer's night. Mm-hmm. Now it's about this, so I apologize."
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. The effects that I don't know. The negative effects from that prank, if it was a prank, I don't know if they could come back from that. If everyone found out later on it was just
that's why they're never gonna, if this was
to the grave.
Yeah, if this was a work, if this was fake, no one's ever gonna say, "Oh yeah, by the way, Remember Justin Timberlake
The
and
one with the
is it Janet Jackson?
Janet
And
Jackson.
then he removed the bra,
Yeah,
the piece of the bra,
yeah.
right? And then to this day they're like, oh, it was they say it's a costume. Was it costume malfunction or something?
Mm-hmm.
Wardrobe
malfunction.
Wardrobe malfunction. Even though in the movie, in the song, it says, "I'm gonna get you naked by the end of the song." Boom, and then she's like, her boobs out. And to this day, they're like, "Nope, we didn't plan that. This was a wardrobe."
But I think Janet Jackson has spoken openly about how she faced a lot of the backlash, but Justin didn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something along those lines, where like, I don't know if she's mad at him or if they're good now or whatever it was, but like, he never had to explain himself. Like, it was always her that had to explain what was happening.
Yeah, I think it was like maybe like sexism.
Maybe. But again, that's what I think that's what Wanda Sykes was saying. And even Jim Carrey, just like the whole hypocrisy behind that. Like, it's just like, so you're just going to let the man slap somebody in front of millions of people around the world and then give him a standing ovation.
Yeah, and that speech, I was watching it. I'm like, very emotional speech.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, if that whole thing didn't happen, I'm like, I feel for this guy.
Yeah,
but he's like, I'm protect my family. I'm a protector. I protect my family.
Yeah,
like, and I'm like, by slapping Chris Rock.
Yeah,
violence. He resorted to violence.
Yes, and that's what a lot of other people were like. I think it was like Shannon Sharp who mentioned. I don't know, he was actually not mentioned. He was pissed about it. He's just like, what you did was you played into a stereotype of what anyone who isn't black thinks of black people.
Shannon Sharp.
He's he's played in the NFL, but he does the thing with Skip Bayless on ESPN.
Well, look at you. I like this. You have like references. You have quotes. You have notes. I have no notes.
But yeah, he was just like saying that like what you did was you played into a stereotype that everyone already thinks. That like, see, like you can't take them anywhere, kind of thing.
Yeah, even check out Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's response. Yeah.
Oh, what did he say?
A similar thing to what Shannon Sharp said. But yeah, about the stereotypes and like how Will was wrong and stuff like that. So yeah, check that out after this. But yeah, so yeah, in conclusion, I'm still 50-50. I don't know if it's fake or real, because if it was fake, it worked. I want to see Chris Rock. I want to know what Chris Rock says. I'll pay X amount of dollars just to see this. You know what I mean? Because at the end of this, Chris Rock is like the baby face. He's the good guy.
Oh yeah.
So people want to see him prevail. We're like, yes, we will support him. We'll go to his show. We'll pay $300 for a ticket just for this, But Will, I'm going to see the movie. I don't know. I kind of want to see King Richard, but at the same time, it's like, he's going to get booked again. He's going to get work,
Yeah.
And I'm guessing, people that hate him now or whatever, I think they'll still watch his movies.
They will. It's all about that. Regardless of it, he does this and he has to lie in shit for a little while. But what everyone loves in Hollywood is a redemption story.
Oh my
RDJ,
God.
Robert Downey Jr. RDJ, baby. Well, back in the day, drugs, alcohol, all that stuff, bad boy. And now the face
Iron Man
of the Marvel universe. Right?
Yes,
Mel Gibson.
Iron Man, yeah.
Directed Jesus.
Yes.
And then was like anti-Semitic. David Hasselhoff said something bad, but still, everyone still loves the Hoff.
Mm-hmm.
You just, I think, I don't know, I can't remember what it was. It was just either a speech or some sort of award ceremony where Robert Downey Jr. was talking about the time when he was going through a bad time, and Mel Gibson gave him some advice and told him that he just needs to hug the cactus. So like kind of lean into all the bad shit that's happening, right? All the pain, all that stuff. Hug the cactus, and then you hug that thing long enough. Eventually you'll make your comeback. But that's how this is going to go down. You think that he'll never get a movie again? No, no way. He is an Oscar award winner, and he will be making tons more movies. Now,
yes.
Do I think it's real or fake? If it was a work and it was fake, there was definitely hints of reality in his voice. Now, whether he be a very good actor and was able to hide that, but there's no way you just
Kevin,
heard.
He is the best.
I know. Wild Wild West, Men in Black, right? Again, you could really, I think all good actors, when they have those scenes, those big emotional, where they draw from something.
Yeah. Like, sorry, go ahead.
With that book that Will Smith wrote, he used to call his dad Daddy-O.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ever talked about it, but I feel like that scene, that iconic scene in Fresh Prince.
Did he call him Daddy-O?
Yeah. He calls, that's what he says. He says, as soon as he walked in, he's like, Daddy-O. And he's like, Will, we're going to have to reschedule just for a couple weeks. Maybe longer.
We don't want me, man. Right? We don't want me, man.
Sit down, Lou. Fine, Philip. You win. You the man. Yeah, so I think, again, there was emotional hurt, and I think Jada's toxic for him.
That's a new take I've never heard of.
Unless I'm just not seeing. I mean, clearly you see a side. I mean, you think back in the day when remember they replaced Aunt Viv, and there was all this talk about her being so hard to work with. But then later on, you find out that, like, Will Smith kind of ruined her career. So is this the real Will? Is he a bad guy that acts good? That acts good. I don't know. You decide.
Well, that's a good place to take the pin out of this, or put the pin in.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, we're at like 50 minutes now. So, anyways, thank you for listening to this whole episode. If you did listen to this whole episode, if you did, please like the video on YouTube. We have hundreds of viewers now. Your like might get lost in the shuffle, but we appreciate it.
We do. And I will share last week's, and then when Ernie posts this one.
Yeah, follow Kevin at KevVarious on Instagram to make sure that he shares this video.
I'll just do like a whole all how many episodes? 30.
This is 35.
35. I'll just make all.
I want to see 35 stories. I want to click on your story and then have those little lines.
Yep.
35.
Like it was New Year's Eve.
And then I say skip all, please. Skip. Well, yeah. All right. So we'll see you guys again next week. All right.
Toodles.